Never did I think we'd start season 6 talking about Thomas. We are recapping season 6, episode 1. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, we are back! Hey, Southern Charmers, welcome to season 6, episode 1 recap here at AfterBuzz TV. We are so excited. I don't think excitement is even a word that we can get to.
Beyond,
the show, it's beyond.
excited.
The OG group is back. But of course we're missing one of our OG members, which we are very, very sad about. But of course, she's out there living her best life. Laura, we miss you.
Yes.
She just had a beautiful little baby girl, moved to Nashville.
Yes.
And she's living her best life.
She is, and she's supposed to be watching right now.
Yeah,
She said, so hi to you and to the new baby.
She tweeted us out. It was
she
very
did.
sweet. She texted
She
us.
texted us.
She texted us and have a good show.
Yes.
And something that we really hoped for, we're like, but because I'm from Oklahoma, that's kind of stuff. But we were like, we needed a Southerner on this panel, and then we got one.
Yay! So, Susan, would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers? Because we have such a big fan base, and
awesome.
Everybody is super dedicated, and we know you've been watching since season 1, right?
I'm Susan Pinckney from Virginia, grew up there. I have family ties to Charleston, South Carolina.
Ooh.
Pinckney is a huge name there.
I've heard it.
Yeah, there's even a castle with the name Pinckney.
Oh.
It's really a military fort, but whatever. It's called Castle Pinckney, so I'll take it.
So you're the queen of the castle.
You'll fit right in.
You will. And I'd love to introduce my other lovely co-host.
Yes, hi, Cristal McLaughlin here. I'm so happy to be back. I cannot wait to delve into this episode.
Yes, and our lovely
Hi, y'all.
Matt Marr.
I'm Matt Marr. I'm sitting on the couch because I've got to do like a live show, so I'm going to leave the show early. I'm just going to kind of sneak out. But I'll be here next time the whole time.
Yeah, and we're happy that you're joining us because it just wouldn't
It
wouldn't
would-
feel the
I had to be-
same.
it
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and last but not least, Mayte
Oh yeah,
Carrillo.
and it's me. Hey guys, I'm Mayte Carrillo. I want to say thank you to everybody who has sent messages and everything, keeping us on check and on track with so much news
and
because it's been a
DMing
year.
us.
It's been a busy year.
It's been a busy year, and we have a lot to catch up on.
And
Now-
also, I have opened the live chat, so if you guys want to say something, comment, or anything, please do so. I'll be chiming in there frequently.
Yes, thank you, Cristal, for that. I'm at a loss for words for this episode. There was so much drama.
Oh, girl.
It delivered. I am happy to say that. I was a little bit, I have to say I was a little apprehensive. I wasn't sure how this episode would take place, how it would set the tone for the season. Now, overall thoughts, what did you guys think of tonight's episode?
God, it's so good. I was just like, we're going to have so much to talk about.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. It's so juicy. And
It's so juicy, and there's like so many details to talk about. But I have to mention their wardrobe. I feel like they stepped up. Like everyone, hair and makeup and wardrobe was like amazing.
Except
that
for-
was the conversation.
Except for Shep. He was homeless.
Oh.
He was homeless, and he kind of has bloated, drunk face.
Oh my God.
But
sorry,
that means-
girl. I'm the shady queen on this show, Susan.
Yes.
But he hasn't changed, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's just been regular
That's just
Shep.
kind of
yeah.
Shep. But you were right. Everybody looks so.
Yeah.
I mean, Craig got hot.
Yes, he did. Naomi's, I thought it was a jumpsuit, it was a pantsuit.
So cute.
Loved it. The
I
only
loved
way
it.
it could have been cuter was if she had Madison's little braid. Oh my God, Madison's braid was amazing.
It was cute.
We'll talk about Madison.
Susan, I'm going to love having you on this panel. I'm going to love it.
All right, what about you, Matt? What'd you think?
I mean, I kind of love that they just jumped right in. It wasn't this like slow, like getting back into it. They were like, bam, let's just. I mean, Game of Thrones has nothing on this show.
Right.
They just
that is a
jumped
very
right in.
strong statement.
I don't
you
know. We
just
might get
made
some haters on that one.
I have to say, it was definitely different. I did not think for once that they would start this season talking about Thomas. I thought they would just brush everything off.
They would have to, though. I mean, Thomas is, the show was almost built around his and Kathryn's relationship for several seasons. So for them to not talk about him, you'd feel the difference. You'd know, and it wouldn't be authentic.
That's true.
Starting off with this, what do we think about the fact that Thomas didn't even let Kathryn know whatsoever that he had all of these issues going on and that he was arrested?
Shady, shady, shady. But does that surprise me? No. I mean, come on. Wouldn't you be upset if your children were with the person that was in jail? I mean, she should have known. But does that surprise me? Like I said, absolutely not. What did you think?
I feel like it goes along with their relationship, the way that he's been controlling the whole time, and he manipulated her the entire time. And so there's probably a ton of things that he's never mentioned, and this is just one of many. Yes, we all know about it. He was arrested. But I feel like there's been a lot of things throughout the years that she's probably maybe heard from other people and not from him that she should have heard from him.
Yeah. And a lot, and
What are you going to say,
I'm
Matt?
just nodding my head like,
yes.
true that, girl.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, because he's a narcissist, so he's never had any type of communication. But what is sad now to me is not so much how it's affecting Kathryn, but I'm just thinking, your kids are getting older now. Like their daughter, she's starting to know what's going on.
Yeah.
She's 5. She's not clueless.
There was, I don't remember what season it was. Do you remember when they took mommy-daughter pictures and she didn't want to go home? And she was like, Mommy, take you. And she threw herself down and she just didn't want to go home. And then we find out later that, yes, he had full custody, but the kids were living in a guest house because they were messy.
Yes.
And I mean, I feel like that was
Classic
a control
Thomas.
thing too.
That is a control thing, yeah.
I'm glad too, as everybody was kind of giving their opinion on Thomas, that Patricia was like, okay, let me set this record straight and let me let everybody know the reason why I'm giving Kathryn a chance.
That's a class act.
Absolutely.
I think when you can admit when you were in the wrong about something, and the fact that she really not just said, she could have said something dismissive, but really intelligently elaborated that we didn't know all the facts.
Absolutely.
And we were hearing one side of the story, and, and then after, though, and then I forgot. I'm glad she brought that up, because I remember I texted y'all, or we texted, but I totally forgot Thomas, tweeted about Patricia blocking him.
Because that happened right after the reunion last season.
Yeah, because we talked, I remember us talking, we don't know why, but they had some type of falling out, but basically Thomas just, his karma, he's going to ruin every relationship. And we saw how angry he was last season, too. And I think Patricia just saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And good for her for sticking up for Kathryn and just really, like you said, she was a class act. The woman's a classy lady and she's very intelligent. So good for her. She could have just been she could have brushed it off, but she didn't. Also, I just want to say in the chat, we have Forever and Always saying that Shep looks awful. I just thought that was hilarious.
You agree with us.
Yeah.
I have to say, too, adding to the whole Patricia situation, the way that she was introduced this season with Michael was definitely very classic. And it made me, I don't know, it kind of warmed my heart.
Yes.
Seeing her interaction with him, because I'm like, oh, this is what I missed.
Oh, Michael. What did she say? I think a martini is definitely in order.
Yes. Michael, you are more than welcome to come join us.
Yes.
I
Patricia,
started
you
having
too.
dressing drinks now.
Oh, you did?
I'm getting ready. Yes, I have a dressing drink now, like Patricia.
Oh, that's so funny.
What I put on my hair, maybe a little concealer. Oh, I don't know why I became Cher.
See, let me just tell you, if you do that, you got a little concealer, that's okay. But when you put it on a whole face, you might get a little extra. I've done that.
I think I did that today.
You look good, girl.
It was so much to prep for today. Susan has a very special message that she wants to share with everyone.
Yes.
Hey guys, before we move on to our next topic, just wanted to say thank you very much for making us the ESPN of TV talk. And for us to continue to grow, we really do need your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. If you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating, please. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation with us. And being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate your support. You're helping us to do what we love, so we appreciate it. And don't forget to tell your friends, and please keep enjoying our shows.
Yes, please do so. We've gotten such great ratings on iTunes, and we're almost at 5 stars. And so we also get all these comments on our YouTube channel. So we appreciate every single one of you for taking the time and interacting with us, because it's all so fun. Matt sadly has to go.
I love y'all.
But Matt, you're going to be here next week, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And you know what? If y'all want to know what my not so charming is,
yes,
follow me on the Matt Marr, Twitter, Instagram. I'm gonna teach ya.
Okay.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, Matt. Good luck tonight with everything. Okay, so let's jump into our next topic. We're gonna talk about kind of just give an update on everyone because there was a lot to dig in and discover.
So the tea was real, right?
The tea was real. Let's start
popping.
Popping. Let's start with Craig and Cameran. Craig got his groove back. What?
Okay.
I can't believe he hasn't watched Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Right?
Like, who has not watched that movie?
I don't know. That's like a staple for everybody. You have to. I know you've seen it too, right?
I've seen it,
come on.
couple
I've seen it
times.
multiple
exactly.
times. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So Cameran says that Craig looks like a man now. What do we think about this new and improved Craig? Are we buying it or are we like?
Yes. No, I totally love it.
Okay.
I feel like he has evolved, matured a little. You know, we'll see as the season goes on, of course. But the fact that he was able to do the tongue-in-cheek joke and not be the butt of the joke with the pillow, you know, I liked it. I like how he had his house clean, and you could tell a professional decorator decorated for him. Yeah. Like that was like a kit. Someone came in and put the flowers and everything down. Like I love that he's gotten everything together. The house, the dog, everything. All he's missing now is a partner. We saw him with Caroline, but
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yes. What I loved was everything what you said is correct because I was like, okay, get it together. But I love that Cameran actually said to him that she's attracted to him. And you saw her, I don't know if you ladies saw this, but she got a little flustered. She kind of took, and then she kind of like, her eyes shifted, and I was like, oh,
we know that look.
Okay, yeah, you know what I mean? The body doesn't lie.
The body
She's like,
doesn't
well,
lie.
you know, if I didn't have a husband, I mean, I don't like you. You know, she's
and
like
we
falling
know
over
that she
herself.
was just I feel like she was just, you know, messing with him because he was looking handsome and he stepped his game up.
Yeah.
But she
there
in
was
a
some
flirtatious
truth.
way, though. You know
And
what I
her
mean?
little probably hasn't had a drink in months, you know, being a mom and had her little wine. She's probably a little tipsy and she probably
Feeling
slipped.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. She just sat down, so you know, I'll give it to her that she, you know, she was flirting. Obviously, he was innocent. You know what I'm saying. But I like that she like was able to give him a compliment and made him feel good. He looked good,
And
he blushed. Yeah,
and he blushed.
he
You know,
did.
and I think that's what he needed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I agree with you, ladies, and I also think that he, you know, with this whole introduction of him and kind of giving us a little bit about his home and everything, I was like, okay, I'm kind of buying this new and improved self. But then as the episode took place a little bit longer and I saw him at Patricia's dinner party, the things he was saying, I'm like, I am not buying that he's a new changed man. So I think he looks good, but in a sense, when they were at his house, I was thinking, okay, maybe he's like, you know, finally over Naomi, and the fact that he was out there for 3 months in the Bahamas, like he's a new and improved guy. Like, do you guys agree with me, or
I
is
hear
it just
you, and maybe there's a small part of him that did all of that for her, even though she's in a relationship. Like, so he cleaned his house, so he got the house ready, so all he needs is for her to come back. You know what I mean? Like he got himself together.
I could
for
see
her.
that.
Yeah.
I could see that, but I could also see that Naomi also avoided him, so she could also be like, you know, like maybe she doesn't want to feel that. I mean, why hold on to something? You know what I mean? If you're over it,
I think they're both still holding on.
Yeah, I think in all honesty, I wrote down rekindle. I think something's going to be
That's so
rekindled.
funny.
You think so?
Yeah, something's still there. You know, I just felt that from both parties. Like, I don't think it's just one party. I think it's both.
Yeah.
You can't just drop your feelings. Like,
No.
you just can't. I'm sorry. They were together forever. Whether a person is a good person or not, or like makes a flub or whatever it is that they're doing in life, you can't fake love. Like, there's just no way, and you can't just stop it.
Yeah. Do you ladies think she's faking love with Patul? Because we can.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think she likes him. I think because she said he's the opposite of Craig, so she's looking for everything that he wasn't right now.
See, but that's what I don't agree with. Why throw shade at Craig?
That's what I'm saying, because she's still holding on. That's
I
why
know,
I'm
but
saying
it's
that.
just like-
She's still holding on
She
to
got
Craig.
angry though. Remember, there was that time where she was just they couldn't even have a conversation.
bitter.
She was just so
Yes.
angry.
Yeah.
But also, like Matul said, he's like, you always hold on to things. Like, you're always like, I even wrote down, he's like, you complain a little less than average. And so she is a chronic complainer. So is it something that she did just with Craig? I don't think so. I think she's a chronic complainer. And she complained the entire time at the gym. And he was like, okay, well, you finally did it. Aren't you proud of yourself? So like, maybe what she was seeing in Craig was what she was really seeing in herself.
Oh, that's deep, Cristal.
I'm just saying. That's all I thought.
But you're right.
Girl.
And I think that he obviously motivates her. It was something he said in the gym when he put the weights on, and she said, I told you the weight was fine, and he added more weight. Yes. But I think he pushes her, and she needs that, and that's what she likes about him, is that he is a go-getter, and he pushes her.
Yeah,
versus,
I guess,
there's something about a woman that has to, like, always tell the man, like,
yes, I agree, girl.
Like, can I be the woman
gets tiring.
here, please?
Yeah, he said, I don't care. That's what he said. And I wrote that down because that stuck out to me too. And I think that you're absolutely right, because no woman wants a man that's a pushover. And I think that was the thing that she was missing from Craig, but I think she still loved Craig.
Girl. I do think she's a little cray too. But Patul is really nice to look at as well. Patul.
Isn't it Matul?
It's an M?
I thought it was P.
No.
And there was an M.
Yeah, Matul.
I don't know, you guys. Let us know. So yeah, but he's a very hot guy to look at, and he's a doctor, and it just adds on, piles on. I'm like, wow, it just makes like, ooh, can we turn on the AC up in here? It's so good. Yeah. So we definitely want to see a little bit more of him this season. Okay, so now let's move on to this whole situation with Chelsea and Shep, how they all kind of met up and they had a little powwow. Can I just say, Shep really delivered with the tea.
Okay.
Like, he was throwing shade left and right at Austin. It was great to see Cameran. I did see her a little bit sad. I don't know if that was just me. Very mellow, maybe stressed. Her house looks beautiful from what we saw. What do we think about her?
About Cameran or Chelsea?
Sorry, Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Yes.
I think she looks like she's trying to do her own thing, like she always does, right? Don't you think? I like that she like just takes life into her own hands. And she's not waiting around for nobody. You know what I mean? So she's doing her.
Yeah. And then Shep brought up the whole situation, how he does not get along with Madison, which is Austin's new girlfriend. And I feel like their whole interaction had to do with the topic of Austin and Madison. Now, I'm going to ask this question. What do we think about Madison? Now, Madison is not an official cast member. She is just the girlfriend of Austin.
But she grabbed our attention, and I think that Madison's a little crazy. And I'm going to say allegedly in front of everything. Let's just assume I'm saying allegedly in front of everything. But Madison setting up a hidden camera in her boyfriend's house.
Was that her hidden camera?
Yeah, there's no real explanation or reason to have a hidden camera in your boyfriend's house. Like, I can't fathom what you're going through. And if you don't trust him that much to set up a camera, you don't need to be in the relationship.
Yeah. I wrote dysfunctional.
Yes.
Can I just say something really quickly? Laura's in the chat. And she said, hi, ladies. Y'all look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you,
baby. We do. We miss
Okay. So I wrote, next to Madison, I wrote idiot. I'm sorry. I think she's an idiot, and I know that's a very strong word, but I feel like if you see that your man is cheating on you, and not just with one chick, like he's in bed with two chicks, and you still take him back, and then you try to say that Shep is a bad influence, you're just dumb.
Yes.
Straight up. I'm sorry. You deserve everything you get.
And she posted the video. Like, why do you do that?
You're dumb. No.
It's very childish. Very, very childish.
I'm sure she's a lovely person, but you're dumb.
And the fact that she went back and she's still able to give Austin a chance, do you think she just did it so that she can be part of this season of Southern Charm?
Oh, that's a good way to look. Yeah, but that's a good way to look at it, because it really, what would her purpose or motivation be, except for the fact, I would go with you on that, except she cares too much, because I feel like you really have to be just that psycho crazy
but let
to
me
put
ask
a camera in there.
Yes.
So that's caring too much to just before the show.
But let me ask you ladies this. Did you not notice that when they were sitting there at the table, like the first introduction of her, like her and Austin, there was like no lovey-dovey like connection? Like there was like, it's fresh, it's new.
He kept saying, you're so cute. They said 8 months.
Yeah, but you're not
you're
like,
so cute.
you're not so touching. Cute. Like you're not, she's way over there. He's like, it just seemed a little.
Like maybe they were coming off of a fight fight or something, or
something was going on. It didn't seem like they were in a honeymoon stage. I know fresh relationships, you know, it's still fresh, you know, but I'm sorry, something's happening there that we don't know.
I feel like there's been just so much turmoil that's happened and we don't know about, that I hope, you know, it's going to be a little bit discovered as the season goes on. But I was shocked to see that they sat Austin next to Chelsea.
Yeah.
So that to me was like, what is Patricia's game plan? Because we know Patricia sets this, you know, set the table.
Very strategically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's always playing chess.
She had Kathryn right next to her, but we're going to jump into that. I'm jumping ahead here because the drama is that good. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see about this whole Madison chick and see. So she's Patricia's hairstylist, by the way, in case we didn't.
That. Yes.
Oh, okay, I didn't catch that.
So we'll see how that pans out this season. Okay, so let's get started on our third topic. Let's talk about Patricia's dinner party. A lot unfolded. Everybody looked lovely. Can we just say Kathryn looks great?
Yes.
She looks really good, right?
Yeah, I agree. Okay, wait a minute. When she was in her interview, with the navy blue on,
yes.
I was like, wow, she's really put together.
Yeah.
Like, I loved her looks. I wasn't crazy about the dress she wore to the dinner party, but she's still very polished and together.
Yeah.
I love the dress. I just didn't love it on her. I hate to say that.
Sense, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, only because I feel like that's for someone who's got a smaller bust.
Yes.
But other than that, like, I think she looked lovely. The color was beautiful on her. And I saw that she's putting in the effort to look, you know, extra classy, which is great. You know?
Yeah, and she brought a gift for Patricia.
She seemed to be I was going to say the only one, but Craig brought one as well.
Oh, he did? I didn't notice that.
I mean, the pillow.
Oh, that's right. The pillow. I forgot about this pillow.
The pillow. I wanted to know what was inside that box. Like, what did she get
think?
Patricia?
Is it like a Chanel bag? No.
Candle.
A can. Oh, that's actually a really great gift to give Patricia. Yeah.
Candle potpourri. I feel like she wouldn't do potpourri.
I don't think she would do potpourri.
Yeah.
I don't think they
A
probably
new martini glass.
Oh,
that would
be nice.
Yeah. That's something that would be useful for her, and she could look at it every day at 5.
Yeah, she'd be like, Michael, here's another one.
here's another tray, baby.
Here's another tray. So that was Dr. Eddie when he made an appearance. It was like, hey, Dr. Eddie.
I love that every now and then you see him every season when there's an event, and Cameron's husband never comes with her to anything, so she'll bring him as her plus one.
Yes.
I love
Matt was loving him some of that doctorness.
Yeah, we were all. Yeah.
I personally appreciate it because he adds a little bit of diversity to the cast.
Amen.
Yes. I agree.
Which has never happened before.
Yeah. This is true.
And us three come from very diverse backgrounds. So the fact that we're watching Southern Charm and doing this after show says a lot.
Yeah, it's actually funny because when we started looking for somebody, we were like, let's add somebody with some more diversity. So we're so happy that you came and joined us. Honestly, like
from the
2
South.
Latinas and a white guy. Now we have a beautiful African American.
Thank you very much.
From the South.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it should be this way.
It should be.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Craig goes in with Caroline, which is his date. I felt bad for poor Caroline. He was like, it's okay. She's there. We're talking about Naomi. Like, don't worry about her. And Caroline was kind of sitting down next to him like, I'm not really worried. You're the one that's bringing it up.
Yep.
Do we think we're going to be seeing her this season?
No. Caroline, it didn't, I mean, they barely gave her a name at the bottom of the screen. Like, they just did it out of being polite. You know what I mean? It felt like it was like,
so we don't get confused.
Yes. Yeah, and there were 2 other doctors that came in. That they showed them very briefly and showed their names. I feel like that's the same kind of treatment they gave Caroline.
Yeah, they said, I don't remember who said it, but they were like, she kind of looks like Naomi. I don't think she looks anything like Naomi.
I don't think so.
Right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so then Craig, as you walked in, he avoided to greet Naomi. And then Naomi kind of like stepped it. I loved that part. Where Naomi got up and went to go greet Craig after Craig had totally ignored her as he passed her by when he was greeting everybody else except her. Right?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay.
Speak on it, girl.
Okay. I didn't know if you were
it.
finished. I felt like he gave her eye contact. If you should rewatch that. He gave her eye contact and she tried to be like,
Yes, yeah.
Right?
She avoided looking at him. So I think he
I
would
didn't
have
get that.
He would have greeted her if she would have given him
eye contact.
I
And so
get
she
that.
pretended like she was doing something with her drink. Oh, I spilled. I don't know what she was doing, but she was pretending. He was trying to get in that area, because he was over there.
I don't think
she
so.
turned away, and then He backed up. He looked at her while he was standing there. And then finally, when she turned to look at him, then he said to her, oh, so on and so forth, the introduction.
I don't know. I think
Rewatch, girl.
I think he just kind of passed her by and he didn't make that eye contact with her. And
he avoided her, though, because she avoided him.
Yeah.
I don't think she avoided him. I didn't get that sense. That's just me.
Yeah.
I guess because I'm the type that's like, you have to be there and be like, hi, how are you? What's up? Especially when it's an ex.
And maybe
it's uncomfortable too.
She could have wanted him to make that extra effort, call her by name, say something, and, because she was looking away purposefully. I felt like she was.
Yeah.
So maybe she wanted him to make that extra effort, and he was just like, whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. She was waiting because I mean, we're the ladies. We want a guy to come to us always. I can understand that, but she totally did it. She a little slick. She a little slick.
and then he said, "Oh, she's still a little hurt. I hope that by bringing this new date, doesn't affect her being so hurt." I think they're both just so delusional.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Okay, let's move on to Shep and Eliza. Can I just say, my wall was very, very high for Eliza. And so if you guys haven't watched, we did a little recap last week of last season and kind of an introduction for this new season based on the trailer. And my thoughts during that episode were like, I don't know, Eliza just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't really know anything about her, but I have this sense in me. And as I was watching her,
you're like, check.
I was like, oh, you see, this is why I am right. My gut never fails me. I don't like her whatsoever. And I don't like the fact that she's already causing drama with Kathryn. Why am I being so protective of Kathryn? Girl's been through it,
She's
right?
been through it. Yeah.
What do we think about Eliza?
We've seen her throughout the seasons. She had a pool party one year. She was like the host of a pool party, and there was obviously the time that she was bad mouthing Kathryn in the polo match
to Thomas.
Yeah. So I think she's already shown us that she can't be trusted, and I don't really care for her character from what we've seen of her so far.
Yeah, she just. Okay, this is what I wrote down. I wrote, because every time she spoke, I was like, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone.
Oh, God,
okay?
yes.
And then I wrote down Ding Dong, because she's just, I don't know her well enough, but I feel like she might not be that bright. And so she is, of course, I think she's partially being strategic, but also, like, I think she is trying to connect, but she's saying the wrong things. And because of, like, everything that happened before, you can't just say whatever, you know what I mean? So she wants to kind of, like, pretend like, oh, let's sweep this under the rug and everything will start all over and we'll start from brand new. You can't do that when you've done some wrong stuff, and you need to admit to that. And she can't come up to Kathryn and say, oh, I don't know why, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why is it that you're upset with me? Because let's just be honest, like, we all know that we all know that's why you brought up Thomas. That's why you brought up Ashley. That's why you're there. Like, yes, you were invited, but it's probably because they were looking for somebody else to, like, fill Thomas's shoes, and oh, that's what they did. Like, really, you're nobody.
Someone to stir the pot.
Yeah.
Get under everyone's skin. Because the other ladies seem to have gelled so much, and they all like each other for the most part. I mean, they're really tight now. They bonded. So they needed someone to come in and be the agitator. So Kathryn is part of the group now.
I even wrote, instead of apology, I put faux apology, because it was not an authentic apology.
No way.
I think that Kathryn walking away was great. I thought that she just was like, all right, well, peace out. I don't have anything to say that's nice, so I'm going to just leave the situation. And good for you, Kathryn.
Yeah, I think I think Eliza's very ditzy. And you always run into those people who are, that don't talk at all, and those people that talk a lot. And that is just a person who's been doing it for a very, very long time. So she's the type of person that really does talk an ear off. And I don't think she was just doing it for show. I think she had an intention and she knew what she was doing, and then for her at the end to just be like, I don't know why she's upset, I don't know why this, and everybody, I love the fact that everybody was defending Kathryn. And not so much, I don't think so much defending her, but they were like, hey, you might want to watch what you say, because of the consequences
history.
The history and the consequences that can take place by you saying it.
You guys are telling me too much. I'm not
Yes.
understanding.
Oh, wait till you hear Matt's
we get
JD
into it.
impersonation and Thomas. It's
We have
amazing.
a new one now, Matt.
Yes.
Matt and me, we're gonna get on this.
Yeah, I
like,
am no good at that.
God, I mean, it's just too much.
Like
That's
honestly,
so
I just
funny.
wanted to be like,
That reminds me of Miss Swan.
But I was going to say, it felt like there was a lot of compassion this year for Kathryn. Obviously, when you know, well, excuse me, hopefully, if you are a human being and you know that you have done someone wrong.
Yes.
We talked about how Patricia knew that all those seasons that she helped perpetuate
yes,
with the mob mentality, she helped perpetuate all the lies
Yes.
that
Girl,
Thomas
mom mentality. Mhm.
that Thomas had started. And so instead of investigating and finding out on their own, they just took Thomas's word because he was the rich, powerful, influential man.
Yes.
So everyone believed him. And this young woman, first of all, if you're a woman, people don't want to believe you anyway. But then she was young. It was easy for people to believe what he was saying versus accept the truth. And so I love that Patricia, you know, she mentioned the character assassination. She was like, now that I know that he's into character assassination. So to me, that spoke volumes, and it kind of set the tone for how everyone is going to try to have a little more compassion and accept people and learn who they are on their own.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that's what they were all trying to do. I'll save this for predictions, but I feel like they're all giving everyone an equal chance right now in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah. Times have changed. You know, it's not all about just what the man has to say and whether just taking his side on things. Like, a woman has a voice too.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Kathryn's been able to say, like, hey, this is my truth, and she's been able to stick with it. Not once has she gone back and been like, I did lie about how Thomas was. I did lie. Like, never.
No.
And more and more
know?
information is coming out. We'll discuss some things in the news later, but I heard a story today where he threw ashes on her while she was sleeping, cigarette butts and ashes on her while that was in a deposition that the nanny gave regarding what kind of person Thomas
look
is.
at this.
Yeah.
Look at this.
But do
My
I
arm
believe
hair
it?
going up.
Yes, of
I
course.
do. I
yes,
believe
because
it.
the nanny wasn't crazy about Kathryn anyway, and for the nanny to tell her truth, that this is the kind of person that Thomas has always been.
Yeah. And we saw the nanny was it last
Disgusting.
season? I think it was last season or 2 seasons ago. We saw that nanny and
Does that
her
surprise
relationship.
anybody though? Like, he's just honestly like, he gets everything he deserves. Like, karma is a bitch.
Yeah. And apparently, you know, we're going to see, this is like kind of like, we're not going to see him again, but we're definitely going to see Ashley again.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I want to know, what does she have to contribute now?
Ooh, girl.
You know that everything has happened. But let's move on to Austin. He made this accusation, supposedly, that Winnie and Kathryn hooked up this past summer. Do we believe
I feel like it was
that?
confirmed. I feel like it was confirmed on so many levels. And again, like today I was doing some research. They even asked Patricia about it. Patricia was like, well, they're both consenting adults, and I'm not going to comment either way.
Yeah.
But,
And we saw that little
yeah.
clip, you know, something about, I forget what Patricia said when she was talking to Whitney about the high heels and all this other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She said something. What was it? Do you remember?
Bless her heart or whatever.
bless
that
her
was
heart,
season
yeah.
one.
That was 5 years ago.
That was season
Oh,
one. when
okay.
they
Her
first-
heart.
Yes, but I think everybody knows, and nobody wants to throw Kathryn or Whitney. Whitney's one of the producers.
He is.
Nobody
Yeah,
wants
he
to throw him under the bus.
But I think the reason why they put that old, you know, video in there, I didn't realize it was an older one, but the reason why they put it there was to confirm, like, she's all right with it. Like, that to me was like a confirmation, like, she approves. Patricia approves.
There's a quote from Patricia and Kathryn. I guess they had a joint interview or someone was talking to them, and they said that they wish that one day they could be mother and daughter-in-law.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I would totally enjoy
100%.
I enjoy their friendship, Patricia and Kathryn's together, and I think they both add value to each other's lives.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot that, you know, Kathryn can learn from her. Likewise, you know. But I do think that Whitney, when I saw them sitting next to each other,
They like each other. And I know
know?
she's in a relationship now, Kathryn is, but I mean, they like each other.
yeah, I just think, you know, taking this guy that she's with out of the picture, it would be great for them two to be together.
Oh, I can't wait to
agree.
see
And he
him in the
was-
picture.
I was
you
going to
know?
say, he was one of the first people that she hooked up with, season one. And I think he just kind of bowed out when Thomas.
Oh, and the whole Thomas situation
Yeah.
happened. Like, how could you not?
And I think
Thomas
that's
took
probably
over.
why they butt heads so hard, too,
course.
because it seemed like he really did like her.
What does that remind you of? Naomi and Craig. Hello.
Oh, you're right.
Think about that. That's what I'm saying. Like, you care for a reason. There's a reason why we care. There's a reason why we react the way we do. When we don't care about someone, we could care less about an interaction with another human being. But when you care, you cannot hide that.
You can't hide it.
You cannot hide.
What also was interesting was Chelsea's commentary during the dinner and how I think she was like a little bit tipsy, but she kept on going from one ear to the other and then kind of listening to what was happening between the conversation of Eliza and Kathryn. Now, that whole conversation to me made me feel super awkward. It just wasn't great. I thought Eliza was trying way too hard, and I think Kathryn handled the situation as she should have, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, her turning to Whitney and trying to ask him to save her was like the best thing she could have done.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, and he understood. You know, so that's why they're so good together.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to insert a little lighthearted humor here. Okay, I loved when Danny was in her own little world as if cameras were not on her, and she had her inside thoughts outside of her mouth. And she was like, which fork? I used to be a server.
Yeah. That was cute. I thought that was
super
adorable
cute.
too, because I feel like we've all been there.
Yeah. And it's funny because you
Yeah.
absolutely know, but then when you're under pressure and you have everybody sitting around, you kind of just want to look and see what everybody else is doing.
Absolutely.
I always, when it comes to the forks, I'm like, I think it's this one. I don't care. I'm really
And
hungry.
it's
I'm
always
digging
the
in.
water glass. You know where yours is, but you always want to wait to see. Let me let someone else grab theirs first or bread plate. So.
And it made me laugh too, because I've obviously been a server for many years, so I've done my share of fine dining, and so I thought it was so funny hearing her say that, because like there's been times where I've set so many tables and been like, oh wait, which way?
Yeah.
And you know, of course, but you just don't want to mess up. You don't want to be the one person who messes up. Yeah.
You don't. It's so funny.
It's a lot of stress.
Yes, it is.
It's a lot of stress and a lot to keep up with.
Reminds me of what's her name in Pretty Woman.
Julia Roberts. Yeah, that was
yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
Hey, props to her though. She went out of her way and she asked for help
Right.
on how to do things, as we all should. All right, let's jump on to our next topic. Crystal, do you want to take it away?
Absolutely, guys. We've got our not so charming segment.
Hey, girl.
That's Matt, by the way. That's his soundbite. So we're basically gonna what we did last season, which is basically what we do is we go over something in the show that you thought was not so charming about somebody's behavior. So why don't you go ahead, Mayte?
Okay, this is a not so charming, but at the same time, it's definitely one of my favorites this season, which I could say that because it's the first episode. Yeah. But it was during the confessionals. Cameran, she picked up a McDonald's cup and sipped it and then put it down. And I'm like, I love that. It's not very charming, but I did love that part. So props to you, Cameran, for keeping it real.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And also Patricia loves her McDonald's, by the way. Go ahead.
I was deciding between Eliza, I was deciding between Madison,
Oh,
and then
wow.
I'm
You
gonna
can pick a
go. I'm
couple.
gonna do a group.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
not so charming. We all discussed Thomas is despicable. Like the things that they're accusing him of are just absolutely disgusting. Yeah. But everyone in the cast was so happy to jump in and share their thoughts and say these things, even though when he was with them, you know, he was their best friend. And you can say, well, now they know the truth, but I don't know. I just felt like it was not so charming that they all were so willing to pile on right away.
Okay. I can see that. Absolutely. But also, he wasn't being very forward, I guess, like truthful, I should say.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, I can see why they would do that, but I see what you're saying. Absolutely. Okay, so I wrote a couple, but I think one of my favorites was Patricia. This is your not so charming moment.
And we know
Did she
Patricia.
ever have one?
Yes,
She said to Michael, "What happened to the tray?" And then he's like, "Well, it's all being polished." She gave him a side eye, and she's like, "Oh." I thought it was hilarious. It's such a Patricia moment. I totally get that, but it was kind of lightly like an angry shade. I don't know. Yeah,
It was. I'm not going to chastise you. There's cameras, but
yes, but she gave him the eye. She totally gave him the eye. But that's why I love Patricia.
Michael handled it so well too.
He
he acted oblivious though. He was just like, doo-doo. Oh, okay. Goodbye. Enjoy your. Yeah.
Well, he gave her a nice little compliment after.
Yes. Yeah.
He knew how to smooth things.
Yes,
aside,
he did.
Right? Well, thank you guys. Thank you, ladies, so much for that. Now we're gonna jump into our news.
Really quickly, and remember, Matt is tweeting out his not so charming moment, so be sure to follow that.
Yes. So let's jump into our news section.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so there have been so many articles within the last year that have come out, right, with everything that's been happening. So what we do here is we're going to try and do things sort of like news stories that come out within the week. So one of the news stories is that Thomas is accusing Kathryn of letting her boyfriend take care of his kids, and he wants her to pay him child support. What? So he wants her to pay, I'm going to repeat that. He wants her to pay him child support.
That's crazy.
According to a recent court filing, Thomas is claiming that Kathryn is a hypocrite for trying to keep his girlfriend away from the couple's two kids, Kenzie, right, and Julian. The reason behind his argument is that he believes Kathryn's new boyfriend is caring for his kids. Another report of the document argues that nothing has changed between the relationship between Kathryn and Thomas, so he's unsure as to why she's asking for full custody. So he thinks it's part of this new season, and that she wants like a topic and she wants to have a storyline for herself. Yes.
Get over yourself.
He could be facing 3 years.
Right. So he continues to request child support from Kathryn because he claims that she makes over 6 figures a year. So I don't know where this is coming from. All we know is that she has the
show. And actually they confirmed that all of the cast members are making at least 6 figures this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. Hello, can you
Yes, can we do a reality show too? I don't know what would be, but something.
Can the cast send us some love? Some chocolates would be great. Some martinis.
Also, chocolate martinis.
Also, in other news, Patricia files a lawsuit against her former co-star Kay Cooper Ray for defamation. Do we remember Kay Cooper? Do you guys remember? It's her. He used to be the guy that she would go to whenever she'd have dinner parties.
Yes.
And kind of,
yes. He's like an event planner.
He's an event planner,
okay.
right?
Wow.
So he has engaged in a consistent and extended course of attacking and maligning. Yeah. So apparently he continues to wage a persistent campaign of verbally abusing, defaming, and taking other action to harm Miss Patricia and her reputation, including making claims that Patricia has substance abuse issues, is a cheater and liar, and that she has not authored. Oh, and she did not author her own book.
Okay,
Shame
let me just
on
say,
him.
duh, for the book. Duh. Everybody gets a ghostwriter. You know, they give the information they want in the book, and they have someone who's polished and professional to write it for them. So, duh.
Right. So Patricia is suing Kay Cooper for slander and claims he's caused her emotional distress and irreparable harm.
You do what you gotta do, Patricia.
Yeah.
We support you.
Yes.
What a jerk.
He's a jerk.
Ugh.
We have other
Disgusting.
news, right?
Yeah, absolutely. From people.com.
There was another story right before we came in that we were made aware of that I guess Kathryn was talking about how she was forced to hide her first pregnancy. And we, as you've been watching the show for, several seasons, it was revealed to us, like, we didn't know she was pregnant. We watched the whole first season. At the end of the first season, she had a miscarriage or wasn't really pregnant or something. She thought she was pregnant and then she wasn't.
Yeah.
And then so they did the whole reunion. At the end of the reunion, they showed a video clip of Kathryn with a brand new baby. And so it wasn't to surprise anyone. It wasn't her choice, apparently. It was Thomas being controlling and hiding the fact that he got this young girl pregnant until he figured out what he wanted to do about it.
Exactly. And so in people.com it says, Dennis says, I was removed. Dennis, 26, tells People in a wide-ranging interview on April 30th, ahead of the season 6 premiere of Southern Charm, he moved me immediately to a different state, kept my pregnancy a secret until the day I gave birth.
Wow.
And then Dennis welcomed daughter Kensington, now 5, in 2014 when she was 22. She says she found out people knew about their baby only when a media outlet reached out to her directly and asked. She says, I received a call in the hospital bed, and then it was okay. Now people can know. It was just very, very odd circumstances. Ugh. But even after giving birth, Dennis says she never felt supported by Ravenel 56, which made the adjustment to motherhood that much harder. I felt sad and scared and lonely and confused and quarantined and isolated. I was just trying to understand what was going on with the other person. Feeling actually happy, looking at my child while the other person was not necessarily present, even mentally.
Kathryn went through a lot, definitely.
And she cried a lot.
Yeah.
So
it was a lot for her to go through.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine, especially her age.
Ugh, it was
Could
a
you
lot.
imagine?
Yeah. That's why she says, like, I feel like I'm not young. I feel like I've lived for so many years. Yeah.
That makes me really sad.
Okay, so because we almost have to leave, let's jump into our predictions really quickly.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Susan, you want to get started?
I will. I almost let it out of the bag earlier.
You did.
I think
Girl,
Eliza
don't
is
do
going to
that.
be the villain. At the end of the season, you know, when we go to the reunion show, Eliza will be the one that everyone has issue with.
I think that Craig and Naomi might rekindle something. Who knows?
I think Chelsea, we're going to definitely get an introduction to Chelsea's boyfriend, but I feel like she's going to get it in the middle of the relationship between Austin and Madison.
Ooh,
that's
girl.
my prediction. You guys, it's our first show for season 6.
Yeah.
It was so much fun doing this with you ladies and Matt. We will be here next week. We thank you guys so much for tuning in. Before we say goodbye, would you ladies like to know where everybody can find you?
Yes, you guys can find me. Oh, I'm Cristal McLaughlin, and you can find me on all social media at Cristal with an I 823. And I'll see you next week.
Susan Pinckney, I'm SUZQ 90210.
Yay, good job, Susan, for your first.
She brought it.
Girl, you did. You brought it.
bring it, girl.
Hey, guys, I'm Mayte Carrillo. You can find me everywhere at This Is Mayte. We thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you here next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.